Hi there! In the following video, you will be learning about sentence patterns. For extra information, you may refer to the book pages indicated below. You will be studying about three types of sentence patterns: simple, compound, and complex. Let's begin with simple sentences. What do we mean by a simple sentence? A simple sentence is simply a sentence that has the most basic elements: a subject, that might be a noun, a pronoun, or other, a predicate, a verb or more, and a complete thought. Focus on this part. Let's examine this sentence. Alex enjoys bungee jumping. Where's the subject here? Alex. Enjoys is the verb. And does it have a complete thought? It does. Therefore, it is a simple sentence. Read the next sentence. Mary is the subject, is the verb, and does it have a complete thought? Of course it does, therefore it is a simple sentence. A sentence that expresses one idea, that Mary is a professional athlete from Indiana. 3. Alex and Mary go bungee jumping together every Sunday. The subject here is Alex and Mary. Therefore, it is a compound subject combined with the conjunction and. The verb is go. And does it have a complete thought? Yes. Do we have one thought or two here? We only have one thought. Even though Alex and Mary make a compound subject, this is still a simple sentence. Let's look at the sentence here. Alex and Mary usually meet in the park, then climb up the hill. We still have a compound subject, Alex and Mary. However, we have two verbs, meet and climb up. Does this sentence have a complete thought? It does. We are talking about Alex and Mary, and they both do these two actions, meeting and climbing up. Does this make it a simple sentence? Yes, it does. Let's look here. The fact that we have and we have two verbs does not mean that this sentence is not simple. What makes the sentence simple is that it has a complete thought. Alright, let's get practicing. Write a simple sentence about each of the following pictures. Rock climbing. You may pause this video now and get a paper or on your phone and write a simple sentence about rock climbing. You may have written sentences like, rock climbing is a dangerous sport. We have a subject and a verb. I like to try rock climbing. They bought rock climbing gear yesterday. Subject and a verb. Simple sentences that express one idea. Bungee jumping. Pause the video again and try to write a simple sentence about bungee jumping. You may have written sentences like, Alex and Mary are obsessed with bungee jumping. Are here is the verb. It's a helping verb. Bungee jumping is fun, but has many challenges. I have two verbs here, one subject, one thought. Therefore, this is a simple sentence. Now that we are done with simple sentences, let's move to compound sentences. 1 + 1 = 1. I know this is not true in mathematics, but when it comes to compound sentences, this is the case. Let's look at the following example. I was only 5 years old, but the event inspired me. This is one sentence. However, it is made of two complete thoughts. The first one is, I was only 5 years old. The other idea is, the event inspired me. And I combine these two with the word but. Therefore, a compound sentence is a sentence made up of two independent clauses, that is, complete sentences, connected to one another by either a coordinating conjunction or a semicolon. If we look again at the sentence that we read before, we notice that we have two simple sentences. I was only 5 years old. The event inspired me. We combine these two sentences in one. it is a compound sentence. I put a comma here, a coordinating conjunction here, and a full stop at the end. Therefore, 1 plus 1 equals 1. I have one sentence here with one full stop, but two ideas. But is a coordinating conjunction. What do we mean by coordinating conjunctions? A coordinating conjunction is a word that combines two independent clauses. We abbreviate these conjunctions in the word fanboys. Each letter stands for one of the conjunctions. F for, and, n nor, b but, o or, y yet, and s so. How do we use each of these conjunctions? For is the problem finder that connects a cause to an effect. Example, my family is moving to a new city. This is the effect. For my father got a new job. This is the cause why the family is moving to a new city. And the matchmaker that connects two ideas that are related to each other. Example, Alex and Mary fell in love and they will get married by Joshua Tree. And here combines two ideas related to each other. I have a subject here and a verb here, another subject here, and another verb here. Two thoughts combined as one full sentence. Nor is Mr. Negative, combines two negative statements. Example, I have never gone bungee jumping, nor have I gone surfing. Never here indicates this is a negative statement. Notice that after nor, I change the form of the verb as if it is a question form. I switch the places of the subject and the verb. I should not say, I have never gone bungee jumping, nor I have gone surfing. I switched I and have. Another example, I did not enjoy the movie, nor did I like the actors. Not here is negative, and nor indicates the negative, and I switched the did and the I. Next we have but. You are familiar with this word. It is king conflict, connects two ideas that go against each other. Example, I wish I could go to gym, comma, but I finish work at 6. Opposite ideas. Or is the decision maker, connects two choices. You can send the kids to the park, or you can stay home and watch a movie. I have a subject and a verb here, can send. I have another subject, you, and can stay home and watch, two verbs. Yet is but's evil twin brother. It functions just the same, so you may use it instead of but from now on. Larry invited all his classmates to the party, yet no one came. No one here is the subject, and came is the verb. Larry is the subject, invited is the verb. Two complete thoughts combined by a conjunction. Finally, we have so, which is the problem solver. Connects a result to a reason, just like connecting a cause to an effect. Sarah is interested in the environment. She loves nature. So, therefore, she will study ecology. Notice the comma and so. Let's move to the semicolon. How do we use it? We simply combine two independent clauses to simple sentences using the semicolon instead of using a period. Here we have one sentence that ends with a full stop. This means it's a compound sentence made of two complete thoughts. Subject, verb, and then another subject, and another verb. Two complete thoughts combined using the semicolon. Now let's practice writing a compound sentence for the same pictures you used before. rock climbing, pause the video, write a sentence. You could have written, they want to try rock climbing, comma, so they bought rock climbing gear yesterday. Or, I like rock climbing, semicolon, it is fun. Another picture for you. You could write, Alex and Mary are obsessed with bungee jumping, comma, but it is a risky sport. Subject, verb, combined with a comma and a coordinating conjunction. Now let's move to complex sentences. I know they sound complicated, however, they're not that difficult. A complex sentence is actually a sentence made up of two parts, an independent clause and a dependent clause. What do we mean by a dependent clause? A dependent clause cannot stand alone as a sentence. That means it needs help. Let's look at these examples. While he waited for his coach. Okay, what happened? The picture is not clear. Because the bride and groom were late. So, the meaning here is incomplete. Therefore, these two clauses or group of words are dependent clauses. So we add an independent clause to make it a complete, complex sentence. Let's look at this example. While he waited for his coach, he read in the new book. While here is a conjunction. We use the comma between the dependent clause at the beginning and the independent one at the end. And of course, we ended our sentence with a full stop. While is a subordinating conjunction. What do we mean by a subordinating conjunction? Below are some of the most common subordinating conjunctions which you all know and have seen before. Words like after, although, since, because, whatever, while. Complex sentences can be written in two ways. You can either start with the subordinating conjunction or have it in the middle. It's the same sentence we read before. Instead of beginning with while, I began with he read in the new book while he waited for his coach. Full stop. Notice that we have no comma before while. Never use a comma before a subordinating conjunction. Complex sentences. Your turn. Because the bride and groom were late. How can I change this? The guests started whispering because the bride and groom were late. Or because the bride and groom were late, comma, the food was served. Now let's practice and wrap it up. Pause this video and try to solve this question. Decide what pattern each sentence is. Mark the subject and the verb as a tip. Hoping you did this exercise, let's look at the answer key. Simple, compound because I have comma but, after, complex because I have after and a dependent clause and another independent one. For on Saturdays, Dan and Lynn do not go to school. We have and, but this is not a compound. It's a simple sentence. Finally, complex because I have two clauses, one independent and the other dependent. Final question. Combine each two sentences using the conjunction in parentheses. Pause and do the question. Here is the answer key. I locked all the windows before I left the house, or before I left the house, comma, I locked all the windows. The child fell on the ground, but no one saw him. Although the weather was rainy, we went to the park. Or, we went to the park although the weather was rainy. Finally, my dad cooked dinner last night, comma, and it was delicious. Did you notice a mistake here? This should be a small t and not a capitalized one. Hope you enjoyed this video. Tune in, and if you have any questions, you may ask in the comments below or ask your teacher through email.